Hello, my good friends, and welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's officially week number 20 here on the Chris Seibert Show. You already know what time it is. It's been literally 20 weeks in a row since we started this fun little activity, hobby, podcasting again. I can't believe, though, it's been 20 weeks. If you think about it, there's 52 weeks in a year. There's still plenty of weeks left the rest of this year. Starting officially this, I want to say, maybe late April, beginning of May. I can't remember at this point in time. But the fact I've been able to pretty much come on here every single week, talk for at least 20 to 30 minutes about what's going on in my life and some of the things that I'm involved in, and bringing that to you guys is just fun and exciting. And it's cool to see that we've hit another milestone with it being 20 weeks in a row. That being said, though, let's go ahead and start getting into all the fun stuff. So previously, looking back at week number 19, again, similar to week number 18, I only had 2 total streams. And something different I tried to do this week was, instead of incorporating the video version, I ended up just attaching the link to my Anchor host website from there, which, if you should be able to click on that, it'll guide you to multiple different platforms where you're able to listen to this, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor even. Castbox is one of them. I even think the Google Music Store, wherever they stream on Google Podcasts, is on there. There's a wide variety of things, but I started doing that instead of just posting the YouTube video, because it's not easy for a lot of people to just sit and watch the video. Some people prefer to watch the video file, which is fine. But if you decide or want to just listen to it on the road or whatever in headphones while you're working out, I did that for you guys. So yeah, 2 total streams. And then again, referring back to the YouTube version, I had 4 views on YouTube with 1 additional like. So 6 total views for week number 19. So again, for those of you out there that are making the effort, or at least listening and find this fun and enjoyable, I really, really appreciate the support and the feedback, and just tuning in and listening to what's really going on. This is a hobby of mine I've had. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and it's cool just to sit down every single week, talk what's going on in my life, even though I'm just one person out of 7 billion. It's just fun to kind of share, what's really going on behind the scenes, behind my life, for those of anybody, I guess, is kind of interested or wants to know. So additionally, one more little statistic, or I guess analytical data I'd like to share with you guys, is for that the whole month of September, we're looking at about 33 plus total streams. Now, that is on, again, the host Anchor that I use to store these podcast episodes. But still, even at the beginning of the month, I ended up transferring all of my host and podcast episodes to Anchor from Lisbon. Lisbon was the previous host that I was using. And I was paying $15 a month to store all of these podcast episodes on there. So to be able now to have them all on Anchor for free, that is just so much more easy to, or I guess easier to navigate through and see all the information. It's just a huge breeze and awesome. But yeah, 33 plus streams. So guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. And again, I just like being transparent and showing you guys and telling you guys, the numbers behind the scenes. So on my end, what I'm seeing on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and get into my personal life in the past 7 days. I brought it up in week number 19, and again, it's going to be very similar again this weekend, but I had a relaxing weekend. It was very, very nice. No camera was required. I left my camera in my backpack that I take to work all the time. Didn't even bring it out once. Friday evening, I ended up doing, it was called a handlebar bike, or I call it a pedicab, even though it's not a pedicab. But in downtown Indianapolis, if you've been around the city anytime recently or in the past, there's this cool little bicycle cart engine bar thingy where people sit down and essentially pedal, and you just drink. And it's a 2-hour event, which I came to find out I've never done it before in my life. This was the first time, but it was kind of like a BYOB, bring your own beer. And I found out additionally that actually the cart is motorized. The pedaling is just something to do. I don't know if that kind of powers the engine, or I have no idea. You would think that somebody just steers the cart and you pedal the whole time, but I can easily see how people are just over it once they start to drink and want to talk and socialize. But nonetheless, it was a 2-hour event, 2 bar stops, and it was a whole lot of fun. Followed with Saturday, my mother and sister ended up coming down and visiting me in Indianapolis. We went to my favorite restaurant ever, Benihana's. It's a hibachi bar and grill. Super duper fantastic. And then Sunday was just a whole lot of chillaxing and not doing really anything. And I just enjoyed it. So overall, a very chillax, a very, very relaxing weekend, and I plan again on doing that the same. This coming weekend, I will update you a little bit on what's happening this weekend later in the personal life segment, but for now, I just felt like I should update you guys on what I did this past weekend since there won't be a video version to share with you guys. I wanted to bring up next, and this is a bullet point, that Emily and I are officially dating. For those of you that have been keeping up with my life in these episodes, we are officially official. I asked her back during September 10th and last weekend. I kind of forgot to bring it up, but this week I wanted to make sure that I wrote that note down. So for those of you out there that are in the female demo and are like, man, are you single? Not anymore. So there you go. So I'm officially taken. I'm off the market and I'm very, very happy. And I just adore my little Emily. So I'm official. We're a pair. And even for those guy listeners out there that have some curiosity going, don't even bother. Because if you do, she'll tell me. Last, well, not the last, but an additional bullet point and something I wanted to just share. This is kind of more or less a PSA, a public service announcement. Before recording this episode today, I just got back not too long ago after getting caught up on my email and everything about, I went to the dentist. I had a teeth cleaning appointment. And this is the first time, apparently, I called my mom on the way home. I've had a dentist appointment in almost 2 years, around that ballpark. I still think that's not the case. I feel like I had one a year ago, sometime around in 2019, but apparently I did not. So the public service announcement, or the PSA that I want to bring to you guys this week is that if you're behind on any of your appointments, please, on behalf of me, go. Because I'll tell you what, I ended up having some buildup in my back gum area and in the front of my teeth. And they used this little mechanism. It was like a drill, and it was drilling on my teeth, and it was painful, and I hated it. But it definitely motivated and inspired me to brush my teeth literally every second of the day, schedule a dentist appointment once a month, and floss literally every other hour, because I don't even want to eat food anymore. It was just so painful, and the lady was so sincere and so nice and apologizing, but it was not her fault. It's my fault for not going in the first place, and also for lacking on my floss game. So stop doing the floss dance out there and go and see your dentist, because my God, it freaking hurt. And I'm just happy to be done with that, because she was like flossing and she's like, oh wait. And then she'd pull out this machine corded screw drill, plaque cleaning, teeth McGigger mechanism. And God, I was just wanting to cry every time and get up and walk away. But yes, PSA, get caught up on your appointments. Next up, of course, I wanted to bring up balcony conversations. This is Bryce and I's little project. Bryce is the man behind the wheel on this, ladies and gentlemen. My roommate, my man, Nilla, aka Bryce Chudzicki, my roommate, as just previously stated. Now I'm just emphasizing it. It was his concept. He wanted to do a podcast together. We came up with this idea, sitting on a balcony, just recording casual conversations, anything. I mean, relevant information, just fun stuff. It's more or less just a podcast series where I am like my true, genuine self, where I'm just silly, goofy, and not a care in the world. Where this, I kind of make it more, I wouldn't say professional, but just more of a, hey, this is my diary via audio file, MP3 file format, to where if you really want to listen to what's going on, here you go. But no, balcony conversations, we are absolutely just crushing it. I am so excited, and it's just, Bryce and I are so giddy. We are almost at 100 total streams. And to think I've been doing this for almost, I don't even know how many months, but 20 weeks It's almost 5 months, I would say, to be only have 4 episodes up and almost 100 total streams so far from all these different countries outside of the United States, and have an audience size so big and even making money off of it. Guaranteed, it's not like you would think, bills on bills. We haven't even reached the full dollar yet, but it's just still cool to see all that. And I'm just super happy for us. I'm proud of Bryce. I mean, he's doing all of it. Yes, we're using some of my footage, but he's editing it. He's posting it. He's putting all the titles, the descriptions. I mean, he is just running the show. And I joked around in not the most technically, but the past episode, how I feel like I'm just some Hollywood superstar, to where I come out on the balcony, Bryce has everything already set up, I sit down, we do our take, and I'm out, and he does all the rest. It's phenomenal. But no, it's a really fun podcast. We just have so much fun doing it, and I'm just really cool of the milestone and the progress we're at right now as we continue to keep pushing those out weekly as well. To close my personal life in the last 7 days, and I guess more of a foreshadowing or looking at the future, this weekend again is going to be very chill. My girlfriend, it's fun to say that, my girlfriend Emily, she is transitioning to a different apartment complex. So this week has been a lot of, not so much me on my end, but her. I should also mention too, before I forget, that her birthday was on Wednesday, September 23rd. She turned 24 yesterday, since I'm recording this on Thursday. But she got a little break on Wednesday. Happy belated birthday, Emily, if I haven't told you enough already today or previously. But Tuesday, Monday, I helped her Tuesday. I'm doing that again today, this afternoon. I'm going to be going over and helping her. And then again, additionally on Friday, I will be helping her again once more. And then Saturday, her family is coming down and we're going to be lifting the heavy stuff together. So by the end of the weekend, she should be all settled in and a lot of just kind of organizing and rearranging. So pretty much that's going to be my weekend this weekend, is just really helping her, getting her all settled and relaxing as much as possible. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, my personal life in the last 7 days, as well as what to expect this weekend for it to be. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the stock market category. I need like a buzzer. Stocks. Just like a duck whistle, like a I don't know, but a okay, I've had enough of that. I'm sure you have too. But the stock market segment, I keep trying to think of ways, because I have 31 different holdings now in my portfolio, and I don't want to just go through the symbol and say how much I own and how much I've added, because every week I do a weekly investment, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I'm just trying to figure out ways to be more interactive. And I have a video series coming out in the fall and winter, late fall, early winter, maybe midwinter, since I asked for it for Christmas, a program with dividends and stuff. But I'm planning on bringing you guys a video series where you kind of get to see through some type of media platform, aka a video, where essentially, I walk you through all of my holdings, share that. I'll probably be like a 20-25 minute video, show you what I'm investing in, my new investments, what draws me to invest into the company. So that's going to be in later down the road. But for right now, thinking from just an audio standpoint, wherever you're listening to this by chance, if you're not watching the video version, and even then, right now I don't have anything on my screen. It's just me talking in front of the microphone. But I think what I'm going to do is, since BLNK is my biggest holding and I'm just obsessed with the whole EV sector right now. I mean, it's freaking hot. Just share, weekly updates, announcements, something I feel like that's worth bringing up. For example, on Monday, as we all know this week, or some of you maybe do not know, but Tesla on Tuesday had battery day. But on Monday, BLNK had a press release stating that during the summer of the pandemic, BLNK Charging, the company, ticker symbol BLNK, had sold/deployed 539 EV, electric vehicle, charging stations across 24 different states in the United States and 4 different countries. Just a massive, and it's so cool because for me, I saw this writing on the wall way back in you could say early January, late January, but with Tesla coming out with their earnings and stating how their goal for 2020 is to produce 500,000 cars, and the bump in sales and the profitability, and seeing that electric is the future of the automobile industry. I mean, it's a cleaner, more technological savvy vehicle. I mean, it's just cool. It's a laptop on wheels, as Elon Musk quoted it Tuesday. To be able to, own a company that holds, or I guess powers and charges all different types of vehicles, including Tesla, and seeing that even though we've been through this midst of this awful, unprecedented pandemic, that to see BLNK was able to still, deploy and sell 539 charging stations. There's just so much room for growth in this EV infrastructure in terms of the electric grid and charging. And I'm just very excited, and I'm happy with my stake in BLNK. I own 2,000 shares. It's my biggest holding by far in my portfolio. And, as months continue to pass, as we get into a couple years from now, seeing that BLNK is going to be potentially worth a lot of money, and I'm excited to be a shareholder and owner in that. But I thought that was just a proud moment to see that, man, things are happening within this company, and it's growing, and it's just exciting. Along with that, this morning, every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm working remotely, I have CNBC on throughout the day as the market is open, them talking and interviewing different CEOs, just kind of touching up on, new things that companies, I guess, are releasing, press releases or announcements, yada, 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 whatever. But there is a segment, and even the CEO of ChargePoint, a competitor, I guess you could say, of BLNK charging. ChargePoint is probably the most world-renowned. Like, when you think of charging stations, you probably think of ChargePoint because there's just so many ChargePoint charging stations everywhere you go. But they ended up announcing that they're going public through a SPAC, a special purpose acquisition company. And it's been very trendy, I guess you could say, within these last couple months. A lot of companies are doing these SPACs, these special purpose acquisition companies, where they're pretty much just, these filler companies that go through a round of funding, their blank checks, and then they plan on going, I guess you could say, either like buying out or acquiring or merging with a company, and then that way it's in the stock market. But yes, the ticker symbol currently right now is SBE. The ChargePoint is going to be under, but I'm assuming that's subject to change. But for right now, on the in the stock market, SBE is the ticker symbol that ChargePoint will be merging with or acquiring. So it's cool to see that it's still very hot, it's still very fresh. Every day I always wake up so excited because I'm like, what's going to happen today? Is there going to be a big announcement? Is something going to happen? But very happy with BLNK, and very excited for its future as well. Again, referring back to the series, and something that I just wanted to share with you guys, even though I might not be able to share every single holding in my account, I thought it'd be cool this week to just kind of touch up on what's outside of holding BLNK. My dividend portfolio. I am big on dividends. A lot of people may not like the dividend aspect. They might think it's a waste of time, and, get more into growth stocks, and, you can make so much more money so much quicker. Whereas with me, I'm not trying to be some millionaire overnight. I can handle right now. It's more, I'm so young. It's just about getting my feet wet and, getting money in these dividend stocks and finding the right choices and investing weekly. And again, that's what this series is going to be around, starting late in the year, and hopefully by around this time next year, you'll see that my dividend portfolio at $10,000, which I have roughly around invested into it, could potentially be at who knows how much, and where my dividends are at receiving on a quarterly basis or monthly basis. And I'm very, very excited to share that with you guys. But as of currently, in my dividend portfolio, there is 30 different holdings. BLNK is my main holding, but they don't pay out dividends. All the other 30 companies that I own pay out dividends, some monthly, most quarterly. And along with that, there's a few of them in particular. I want to say 4 or 5 that I have quite a bit of money in. These are my more higher holdings. So I don't invest in them weekly, but with Robinhood now, you're allowed to buy fractional shares. So I invest in 26 companies every single week. I invest $100. It's in my budget, my monthly budget. I divide that by 26 and it rounds out to about $3.84. So, a lot of these companies that are kind of expensive, by every single week, I'm able to, buy $3.84 worth of that stock. And the goal is, and the plan is that I continue to, budget properly, continue to keep getting these side projects that I am. And I haven't really been updating you guys on that, but, saving my money, investing weekly, and start to get a little bit more aggressive and buy a lot more. So then as the dividends come in and continue to keep adding to that stock, you're going to start to see a snowball effect. And I'm, again, very excited to share that with you guys. But I have a strategy, right now it's kind of a race to see, 20 years from now when I'm 45 years old, how much of a yearly income I'm making off capital gains from dividends, and to continue to keep reinvesting those. Or maybe it's high enough to where it's a salary and I don't have to work and I can focus on real estate that I want to get into and create series around that or whatever. The options are really limitless. But again, very excited to be bringing that kind of content to you later in the fall, early in the winter. But for right now, it's exciting. It's an exciting time. The market is very, very hot. And I'm just happy to see that people are, giving it a shot and continue to keep trying and learning. And that's just a part of it. I remember when I was in school, I burnt through about $3,000 from day trading, and it was the dumbest idea I ever had. And looking back now, I can't imagine if I would have just bought stuff and held it like dividend companies with that $3,000 in college, where I'd be at now. So it's cool. It's cool to share that. And then I got one news segment. I kind of, eliminated the news. I've been brushing over that, it seems like, the last few weeks. But on LinkedIn, this would have been Tuesday, I saw a little article stating that one of the bigger Hilton downtown hotels in New York City is closing its doors for good. It's having no customers. It's not able to afford the expenses. And along with that, there was a luxury hotel in Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills that was also closing its doors. And just to kind of not really drop the mic, but let you sit and think about that, referring back, or piggybacking off of the stock market, the stock market is a good indicator of how our economy is doing. And yes, I agree, right now it's very, very, I would say, overvalued and very volatile, and there's a lot going on. But as these businesses continue to close or go under, and people are losing their jobs and no one's making money, it's very interesting to think and see, a year or so down the road from now, months down the road from now, really where are we at as an economy? This all happens so fast, and I keep keeping my fingers crossed every day that we're going to get back to things as fast. But it's very hard to find that balance mentally, knowing that you're seeing and reading things like this, where one of the biggest Hilton hotels in downtown New York City is closing. And I say it like, I love Las Vegas. I've been a few times, but when I was there in July, a lot of the places were closed on the Strip. And it's like, how long can you continue to keep doing that until you have to shut your doors for good and somebody else buys you out? So just something to think about and sit on. But I thought that was very interesting and something I wanted to bring up and talk about, because I thought that was a good subject to talk about. But yeah, it's my news for you. I'm going to go ahead and do my wrap up here. We're a little over 24 minutes in. As always, I'm going to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I always forget to do this, but if you're listening to this through either an audio file, watching the YouTube version, if you have some suggested feedback, if you have a question, if you have a comment, feel free. The best way of doing it is going to my YouTube channel to this particular episode. And this is week 20. You'll see in the title, there'll be a thumbnail, The Chris Seibert Show, week 20. And just type your question, your feedback. But my YouTube username is Christopher Seibert, S as in Sam, EIBERT. And my thumbnail or image is of me in a white shirt, beard, and brown hair. So if you have any info or feedback or criticism or whatever, please feel free to leave that there. Additionally, this may not be your cup of tea if you're still listening, but please, by all means, check out Balcony Conversations. We're on YouTube as well, and there's a video format as well. It's Balcony Conversations Podcast. Make sure you type that in the search bar. If you just type in Balcony Conversations, you'll be flooded with Jimmy Tatro, who is a comedian and has his own Netflix series and a lot of short skits and series, but it's all over the place. Spotify, Apple Podcast, you name it, Balcony Conversations is on it, but check that out for sure. And then again, if you'd like to keep up with podcast episodes, video content, my stock market portfolio every single week, feel free to follow me on my hobby Instagram. It's the Christopher Seibert, S as in Sam, EIBERT, all one word. And I just like to post stuff as often as possible. I have a pretty good routine. If I have a welcome to my weekends, I'll post that. I'll post the thumbnail, or I guess the short video file of the podcast snippet, and then my stock market portfolio. And then I always daily try to post a motivational image or something I feel like that's worthwhile sharing on my story. So feel free to look into that. As always, though, guys, thank you so much for listening, tuning in. It means the world to me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. You stay healthy and safe, and I will be back again for week number 21 next week. So with that being said, I will see you guys later.